Hello again. My name is Joe Richter. I'm a real estate broker and an associate broker with Keller Williams Realty. I am licensed in California and Oregon. I prepare monthly reports that look at the market trends in 14 communities or market segments I call the Orange County Lifestyle Artery. This artery runs from Newport to Ladera Ranch through Irvine and Trabuco Canyon. We take a close look at two areas in Newport. We monitor several locations in Irvine and report on Turtle Rock and Woodbridge. We then move out to Baker Ranch, Foothill Ranch, and Portola Hills, and then on to Robinson Ranch and Rancho Cielo and Rancho Santa Margarita. Next, we look at Dove Canyon and Coto de Caza as gated golf course communities, and then wrap up our tour in Ladera Ranch. Each area is broken down into subsections. For example, in Ladera, we look at condos, single family under 3,250 feet, and single family over 3,250 feet. Each report takes a focused look at a specific community. In this case, we're looking at Coto de Caza. We're looking at homes priced from $1 million to $2 million. We are looking at changes over the last 30 days since our last report, and the report period is from January 1st, 2020 through April 30th, 2020, the first four full months of the year. With the rapid impacts of COVID-19, we have added one new section to our report, and that is what we're calling the monthly headline. This month for Coto de Caza, and to a large extent every other community that we do these reports on, the headline is New Listings Fall Sharply. As you can see here, January started off great, February was even better, and March was even best. And the best start we've had. Coto de Caza was just roaring, and then April came and boom, we hit the slide. We prepare these reports as part of our seller advisory program. When we are called to do a listing consultation, one of the very first questions we're always asked is, what type of market is it, a buyer or seller? And clearly Coto is a seller's market at 3.4 months of inventory. Chapman University defines a buyer's market in Southern California as being 3.5 months of inventory or more. The next thing we address in our listing consultation is, what's the market doing? What's going on? And that always has to start with a discussion of the current active listings, what's for sale immediately. And in Coto at the moment there are 39 active listings, but you also have to pay attention to trends, and particularly the 90-day trends, because that tells you where the market's moving. And there were 60 new listings over the last 90 days. 27 of those are still on the market. 9 of those occurred in the last 30 days. That would be 9 new listings during the month of April during the lockdown. When we take on a new listing, we explain to our sellers that there are three key disciplines, three key steps in the selling, buying operation. And that begins with new listings. Choosing to list is step 1. Finding a willing buyer and getting a contract written is step 2. And getting that buyer through the escrow process to closing is step 3. We would like to point out that at the moment, new listings are down 3% compared to the same period during 2019. And that's after this rip-roaring start. We hit a big fall. It's very likely we're going to have a soft summer. Summers are usually our peak months, but to be positive here, Fannie Mae is forecasting a very strong third and fourth quarter. So what they're saying is, we're going to have this little soft period, but things should turn around, and by fall, get back into business. They're geared up to make the mortgage fundings. The next thing we need to monitor is how many willing buyers are there out there, how many contracts were written. Currently we're running 22% behind last year. And then to finish the process, we need to see how things are closing. And right now, we're running 10% behind last year, and that's even after this really good start. The fall off here hurt quite a bit. There will continue to be even more softness in the market because Coto to Caza, the homes in Coto are expensive, and Wells Fargo, Citibank, and a couple of others have already announced that they are no longer doing jumbo loans. Those are loans here in Orange County that are over $760,000. So anybody that's buying a home over, let's say, $850,000 is going to have to put down 20, 30, 40, maybe 50%. So until this loan situation gets sorted, the higher end market is probably going to be a little slower than what we're calling the sweet range, which is between $500,000 and $800,000. Homes in that price range will really probably do the best over the next 3 or 4 months. Going back to the concept of a listing presentation and knowing what's happening in the last 90 days, there were 27 new listings over the last 90 days. 17 of those sold below the last list price. 3 of those sold at last list price, and 7 sold above. This is very normal market activity. This is a very common trend for closings. Next, we need to look at days on market. Days on market is a key component of inventory levels, and currently the average days on market for the active listings is 70 days. If you look at the homes that have gone to contract and closed, that's only 46 days. We like to advise our clients that a properly priced and properly presented and marketed home should get an acceptable offer in 35 to 50 days. And when we're running outside those norms, there must be something going on. I'd like to point out this average exclusive of outliers is 59 days. We'll cover that more later. Inventory on the market is clearly what is used to determine whether we're in a buyer or seller's market. And inventory is done in 2 ways. It can be done on the 90-day trends, number of sales over the last 90 days, and year over year. Using year over year is the best because it absorbs seasonality, but you need to be aware of what jumps are taking place in the 90-day trends. Currently we're at 3.4 months. It was 3.4 months in the prior report 30 days ago. What's important to note is at 3.4 months, you're only 1/10 of a month before hitting this transition line, the line of demarcation, I call it, between a seller's market and transitioning into a buyer's market. The other important thing we need to know about inventory is the trends, and there's the 90-day trend, the year-over-year trend, and the month-over-month trend. Inventory did go up 11% in the last 30 days. That's very normal for this time of year. Very normal, usually because new homes are hitting the market. This time it was probably because we didn't quite have as many sales. The other thing is inventory is down 13% on a year-over-year basis and 15% on a month-over-month basis comparing April 2019 to April 2020. These are all very normal trends. We're seeing some markets of the 14, I believe it's 11, are in the 35 to 55% decrease in inventory. As you've probably seen now, we generate a lot of charts and graphs and statistical measures, and we do that by having data that we pull directly from the MLS and put that raw data into our proprietary forms. We're the only ones that can show you the statistics that we've presented and the trends that have occurred and use them for forecasting. Those same saved searches in the MLS that generate our raw data are also on our website at joe-richter.com under a navigation link called Predefined Listings. If you click on that, you'll get a drop-down menu, and you can find Coto to Caza as one of 14 predefined listings. And in that, behind that, under that link, when you go to that link, you'll see this map of the current listings, all the activity that's in this report, and you will get to these listing thumbnails. They are also part of that report. So the map and the listing thumbnails are the saved search that we have preset up. And if you go and click on one of these thumbnails, you will get the raw data, or not the raw data, you'll get the public facing data that is available online. Okay, we've mentioned that we process a lot of data and are data driven basically. And we mentioned earlier about the average DOM differential. And I'd like to point out here in this table, which is our active listings table, this is everything that's been on the market. As noted before, the average time on market is 70 days for these active listings, and the average exclusive of outliers is only 59 days. We are a bit nerdy. We do a true outlier search, what's the normal range of the data, and then determine the outlier, and in this case, at this time, it's 182 days. So anything that's been on the market longer than 182 days is considered an outlier. And the outliers are highlighted here in red. When you take these out of the data, then there's the rest of these things have only been on the market 59 days. These people over here need to do better marketing, clean up the house, or lower the price if they ever plan on selling, or they should just get off the market. Here is a table of everything that is closed so far this year. This table will continue to grow throughout the year, but it's here for your perusal. And again, back to our listing presentations, one of the things we really like to point out is that a properly priced home is going to follow this trend line with adjustments obviously for condition and so on and so forth, views. And the other thing we like to point out is the red dot is the close price, and the little circle is the original list price. So this shows how this house was originally priced at that level, and to sell, it moved to that level. And so for those of you out there who might be thinking of selling, we hope this presentation has demonstrated an in-depth knowledge of the real estate market. We know the timing, neighborhood values, marketing strategies needed to properly price and list your home. As your real estate agent, we know how to take full advantage of any market condition to help you sell your house. And for you buyers out there who are wondering where to start, you know now we have the market knowledge for all of South County. We can help you identify the best neighborhood and find the right home for the next phase of your life. Please contact me. The team I work with would love to be of service. Thank you very much.